Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Because you see the NBA, you see NFL, you see what these guys are making and the type of money. So they automatically have this perception in their mind that's what you're doing as well. And then the guy is like, I used to be dunking on people and hitting threes. Now I'm wondering how I'm going to move this pallet. And you have to transition into another life. And a lot of guys go to that 10, 11 years, do that and have to go toward right to that life because you don't have a system intact. You didn't handle the situations when you were in school. Well, in school, I'm sorry, when you were overseas because no one really gave you the game. There is no one really giving out game on what you should be doing. Like I really come on here and be really just chopping it up with y'all for real, just from just the perspective of a guy that's been doing it for 12 years, because I don't come here to preach to you guys or tell you what you should do. I'm just telling you what my circumstances and giving y'all my perspective of just, a person in my life, in my phase, trying to grow and try to better myself. And a part of it is creating and building something because that gives me a sense of joy and passion of something bigger than myself. The thought came to me of what's missing and what I wish I had. And the only thing I could do is give that back, reciprocate that to someone who may pick up something from what I'm saying and it helps them, but it's all a part of my journey and my path that I had to go through. And it took some things from me. Like I said, my father passing for me to realize that. And it took a lot of soul searching and personal forthcoming to come to these changes in my life. Everybody has to kind of have that come to Jesus moment with yourself and say either something's going to change or or I'm going to be stuck here. And now for me, I was working at Walmart and I was just like, bro, I can never go back to this again. I can never go back to this type of life. I can never lose the opportunity to get out of the rat race, get out of the matrix, literally get out of the matrix of living a mediocre life when this basketball life is over with because I didn't handle business when I was here. And what do I mean by handling business? I mean by growing and building something that will give me this lifestyle when I'm done playing. Everybody talk about how to get on the play, but they never talk about the lifestyle after you play or during the play. The stuff that you got to deal with and just try to manage while you're playing. Like you're in a good league here. I'll use this league as an example. You're here playing in Uruguay. Probably getting paid decent money, average. Let's just say you're making $5,000 a month. Well, I'm going on me personally, we have to buy food here. You're spending anywhere between $25 to $35 a day on food if you calculate it. Because going to the grocery store, it's mad expensive. Going towards ordering food, it's mad expensive. Everything. I ordered a cup of coffee and it was $10. I'm a coffee drinker. So you do that enough, how much money are you spending? It all adds up. And you leave the season thinking, man, I thought I was able to make this much money. And then you realize how much money that you're spending on other things because of poor money management. And it's just a part of the learning experience of like, dang, I really got to manage my money the right way. Or I'm not really I'm leaving here with nothing, because you always got to be prepared for the next step. You can never, we were having a conversation about just how a team and an organization can show favoritism to one player and in the same sense, in the same breath, have another player right there and they mistreat them so bad. I had a guys that just was not gelling with the team. I seen them take their money. I seen them not get paid. I seen them take the money that they're supposed to pay him, use that to buy their ticket home, and they didn't even get the rest of their month. I seen contracts get voided. I see guys not get paid 2, 3, 4 months at a time. There's a clip from there's a video, not a video, one of a guy that I just recently started following on Instagram, on TikTok, named Caleb Hunter. I believe bro name is Caleb Hunter. And he posts about the overseas, Caleb Hunter. He posts about overseas life, and he posted recently his first time in Iraq. He just posted about his first time in Iraq. And he was explaining what it was like. And he showed the pictures. Jeez. See, this is what people don't understand. He showed the pictures of his first time going to Iraq because he was home for like 8 months. He's just looking for an opportunity. Jesus. I want to find the pictures that he posted of his time in Iraq. And if you see the absolute disgusting nature of the way they had him living. Caleb Hunter, go look him up on TikTok, go follow him, and he will show you just the debauchery, the debauchery of what they will put you in. What they will actually put you in, like the situations they will actually put you in. It was so disgusting. Like, look at this. Look at the toilet. Jesus. Look at the toilet. If you're on the audio, you can't see it. You're going to have to go on the live and watch the video version to see. Look at the toilet. This is the... Look at this joint. Look at the situation. This is what they have him living in. This is jail. This looks like a jail cell. He's on a cottage. Not a bed, but literally a cottage. You want to play basketball, right? Let me go back to the basketball. Oh, this is no way. Oh, this is making me sick just to think about it. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. You ready for that? Are you ready for that? You want to play the game, right? I ain't even gonna lie. Just seeing that make me want to throw up. Just seeing that makes me want to throw up, because it's like, that is diabolical. To think that a person will willingly go to someplace like that. Let's get back to some of the realities. Most guys live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Lack of money management. Lack of reality, understanding reality. As basketball players, we could live in a false sense of reality as well. One, you just act as if life don't happen. One injury can deter your whole career. Then what? One injury, one mishap can deter everything. Then what do you fall back on? Me personally, am not going back to that life. I made it up in my mind. I'm never going back to that. The only time I'll go back to working at a Walmart is if I own one. I'm not doing that because I understand. Every time I go back home from playing the season, I understand the reality of what life is really like. Another reality of playing overseas, some teams pay late, some don't pay at all. Like I said, two of the guys on my team, this happened twice in the same season. Two of the guys on my team, one, he said, this isn't working, I want to get released. They took his money, didn't pay him, used it to pay for his ticket, so he didn't get no money, and they paid for his ticket. What the money he's supposed to get, they used it to pay his ticket. And he was like, I never said that. I've never even heard of something like that. That's just pure misabuse of power. What are you going to do about it? That's basically want to say what you're going to do about it. Teams to look you dead in your face and say, what you going to do about it? You can't do nothing. You want to go to court? Over this couple $1,000, $500, whatever it is that they owe you? We'll take our chances. Another guy, they owed him probably like $2,500. Used that to pay for his ticket. Didn't pay him out. Matter of fact, I don't even think they paid for his ticket home. He had to pay for his own ticket home. They just kept delaying them and making them wait. That's the reality. That's the reality. Sometimes you just don't get paid. Sometimes it's be 3-4 months. Now we talked about a month. We're talking about getting paid every 2 weeks. What do you do when you're actively working and have not gotten paid 2-3 months? You might be living in a small apartment with spotty Wi-Fi. This Wi-Fi here is terrible. You talking about trying to record, go live, update, be a content creator, and work with terrible Wi-Fi? For all my content creators and people who you can't, I bought 2K. I bought 2K to finally start playing the game because I haven't been playing the game in years. And the reason I haven't been playing the game in like 3-4 years, I quit playing the game when I go overseas. I quit playing the game. I stopped watching TV. I stopped watching movies. I stopped watching Netflix. I stopped watching all these things because I wanted to, like I said, I've done all that. I need to focus on the next part of my life. And a part of that is just like sitting down and creating a system and a plan. I had to be real with myself. I have to sit down and come up with a system and a plan for when this life is over with, or I'm going to just go back to the same life that I was living before. When I got done, I got a taste of that. COVID happened. Everybody had to go home. I got a taste of going home and sitting down and realizing that I need to get some money coming in. And if I don't have money coming in from somewhere else, I have to revert back to this. I'm not reverting back to that anymore. It was a blessing in disguise for that to happen, for you to come to a realization of what you don't want. At least for me, that's not what I wanted for my life. So I had to make a decision to, not because I didn't want it to happen, I had to make a decision of what I'm going to do so it doesn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't happen. That's the reality. You know, you learn fast that money doesn't equal peace. You learn fast that not getting enough money ain't gonna equal peace. But there ain't nothing like worrying about your paycheck and trying to play and worried about a team trying to get rid of you all at the same time. You're living in a bad apartment, they're late with your payment, and they're trying to replace you. Think about all that at the same time in the middle of the season where they're not currently hiring players at that certain time, because there are dead periods where teams already signed, they're already full into their season. There aren't too many guys that they're looking for that are available, and the ones that are available, teams are rocking already. They're not trying to get rid of people. They're in the middle of the season. So, and if you're a replacement, you might not be the ones that are getting replaced with. You feel me? You're not the one that I was getting replaced with. Some of the lifestyles and the food, the difference. You know, people say you travel the world to get good food, and live lavish. People imagine fine dining and tourist life. You're living life. People call it's a tourist life. Like this perfect example, this city. It's a tourist attraction. So you're going to get taxed like tourists. Tourists come to cities and countries and they get taxed. What if you have to live there and you're not accustomed to that? That's like someone living in South Carolina and then they go move to LA. I'm not accustomed to this type of living. The expenses far exceed what I'm accustomed to. And most players aren't making $10,000 a month. Most players aren't making $5,000 a month. Don't let social media and these people fool you. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.